Do you feel someone watching you? Do you hear whispers where no one is? As you step into this story, maybe it's time to leave a like and subscribe, because what comes next will not be an ordinary tale, and you'll want to be here for every moment. Welcome to Drawn to Crime. If you think you know what's coming, prepare to be wrong. The village had vanished into a thick white fog. The houses were silent, yet the wind carried whispers that didn't come from any human lips. Every step in the forest sounded different, as if the ground itself were breathing. Luca stepped onto the path he had dreamed of every night. Or had he dreamed the path he now saw? Shadows moved around him. Each shadow had a shape, but no face. You are not alone. The whisper brushed past him like a cold breeze. In the village lived Maria, an old woman with no eye. Her house stood apart, its walls seeming to breathe and whisper as Luca passed. No one dared enter. But every time Luca walked by, the doors shifted slightly, and a faint shadow moved behind the curtains, as if something was waiting. The children of the village shared the same dreams. Paths that twisted under their feet, lights that floated unnaturally, shadows that followed, even when they closed their eyes. No one could tell what was real and what was only a dream. One morning, the villagers noticed something strange. Objects vanished from their homes and returned to places that had never existed. The light behaved oddly, bending and following invisible footsteps. Whispers became louder, forming words that couldn't be understood. And the story, the cow's head, seemed to pulse with life. Luca realized the house was no longer the same. Hallways stretched beyond reason. Doors whispered and closed themselves. Every time he said the story's name aloud, he felt a gentle pressure in the air. Something unseen was watching. At night, faint scratches appeared on the walls, but no one had been inside. One evening, Luca entered the forest. The fog hung heavy over the winding paths, moonlight flickering unnaturally through the trees. The paths shifted before his eyes. Footsteps echoed from places where no one was. Shadows bent and followed him, almost deliberately. And he began to feel that the forest itself was alive, breathing with the story. Suddenly, Luca saw a figure. Tall, unnatural, with a head that was not human, his heart pounded. Yet it did not attack. It simply watched, still as the air around it. Then he realized the story was shaping reality. Even the birds had vanished. Even the wind whispered in a language only the story could understand. The villagers began to share what they had seen. Doors opening on their own, windows reflecting scenes that didn't exist. Shadows moving against the light. But nothing could be captured on camera. No words could describe it. Everyone lived in two worlds. The one they knew, and the one the story created. Whispers faded into silence, but the silence had presence. Whenever someone turned their head, shadows shifted imperceptibly. Everyone understood. The story does not sleep. One day, Luca returned to Maria's house. The doors opened on their own. Inside, light danced across the walls, and shadows moved in patterns that defied reason. Then he heard a whisper. "Welcome back." Everything around him changed. The village seemed to breathe. Hallways stretched endlessly. The trees swayed as if in rhythm with the story. Every shadow had intention. Every light had a voice. Luca realized this story was no longer just a story. It had become alive, invisible, gentle, but relentless. And now, as you sit and listen to these words, you feel it. You feel the story moving around you. You feel the shadows watching. You feel the air waiting to shift. If you are still here, welcome to the world where shadows follow, where the story watches, and where the cow's head never sleeps. If you enjoyed this, you know what comes next. You've watched Drawn to Crime. Subscribe, hit the bell, and prepare yourself. Because stories never sleep.